Hey everyone, it's January 5th here in East Tennessee, 30 degrees outside. It's sleeting right now, and we've had the misfortune of pouring concrete yesterday, and so it's going to be a bit before it's cured and we can move forward with our renovations. So today I figured I'd maybe share a few nuggets of hard lessons that we've picked up over the last 9 months working on this house. We came into this place expecting to redo the flooring, which was a fairly large but straightforward repair, and redoing some fixtures in the bathroom and repairing a little bit of water leakage. Well, here we are. We're on the fourth of 5 rooms in our little house to be gutted out and repaired. So we've had to acquire quite a bit of equipment, tools, PPE, so on and so forth, to do this work. So I'd like to maybe share some of the highlights of that and maybe help someone else that might be on the start of their old house renovation journey. So the first thing we're going to cover is our PPE, and I know it's kind of nerdy. It's your safety stuff, but renovating an old house, you never know what you're going to come across. You never know what you're going to put your knee on, or put your hand on, or whatever. And in our case, our house is 70 years old, and so that's a lot of time for nails to rust. And just life that happens in the walls. In our case, it's mouse poop and roach eggs, so we don't want to be breathing that for sure. Also, don't know what they used in the construction of their house. We got an asbestos test when we were in the purchasing process of this house deal, and it came back clear. But, it was just kind of like a point test. I don't know how far in depth they covered for that. I don't know if it was a blanket. Your house is free and clear of asbestos, so you're good to go, or just that one spot that they tested. Anyway, I'm not about that inhaling asbestos life, so we've got a bunch of stuff to help with that. So here we go. Okay, so one of the first things that we ran into when we started cleaning this place out is this. All this broken glass. This is just from one day of cleaning up yesterday. It's just buried. I mean, it's buried in our crawl space dirt, all the way down at the bottom of our hill to up here. And I think what it was is that they had a can storage or jarred food storage area. And this is just broken glass that has accumulated over the years. I don't know, maybe a jar had a bad seal and it blew up or whatever, who knows. But as you can see, pretty sharp. Like this one right here. I mean, this would be a really, really bad day to put your knee down on. So we got knee pads to help mitigate that danger. Both of ours have hard plastic shells. Probably not what you want to be using if you're doing finish work inside on flooring and whatnot. But out here in the dirt and with these risks of glass, rusty nails, and whatever else is down there, hard plastic will save your knees. We each have our own half mask, half respirator deal, P100. And that's basically like the first day that we got here. I think we were pulling down rotten insulation from in the crawl space. And this is what we're fighting. crawl space that looks like this. And it was a bad day. It was just all kinds of nasty dust, fiberglass dust, roach poop, mouse eggs, roach eggs and mouse poop, you know, stuff like that. And not the least of which, we found out that the shower was not connected to the drain, so we were just tromping around in old dried up shower mud. Well, guess what? It was holding up the shower drain. Yep. So that's all kinds of organics that was getting stirred up and going into our lungs. So we got these. I started out with the pink ones, which are N95s, and then I upgraded to P100s because, you know, it's better, I guess. Safety glasses, goes without saying. You don't deliberately go walking into stuff with your eyeballs, but stuff accidentally finds its way into your eyes. I'm a welder, and despite all my eye protection at work, I always manage to somehow take metal filing or something past my face shield, past my safety glasses, and into my cornea. So protect your eyeballs. They're pretty valuable. Our boots, these are my work boots. These are carbon toe, I think, but you can get composite toes. They're pretty light, and they come in all kinds of different flavors. I like to put stuff on my toe, like heavy stuff, like lumber. I'll set it down on my toe and lift it up to where it needs to go. That helps. Also, when bricks are falling, like when we did our chimney removal, you know, heavy shit on your feet hurts. Another thing that's really important are gloves. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but there's umpteen bazillion varieties of glove out there, and I got turned on to these from my work, at least the style. It's like this nitrile dipped with a textured palm, and they're cut resistant. So these are A3 cut resistant gloves. And I guess what that means is that it takes 1,000 to 1,499 grams of force to penetrate this coating here. There's an A4, and we've tried those at work, but they're really, really thick, and you lose a lot of dexterity. So this is kind of like a good balance between being able to do fine work with your fingers, and also retaining some cut resistance. Yeah, like that glass, you know, I don't go, I mean, 1,499 grams is like 3¼ pounds of force. So, I mean, I'm not going around putting all my full weight on my hands when I'm crawling around the crawl space. I usually try to shuffle around on my knees and let my knee pads take the weight. And then I'm pretty ginger when I put my hands on the dirt, just because of how much stuff we found under there. But yeah, get yourself some of these. These are $4.99 a pair on Amazon. They're made by Ergodyne. It's actually a pretty good brand. I have a bunch of other stuff from them too, like safety stuff. But yeah, I like these A3 cut resistant gloves. The other pair of gloves that I wear are these welding driver's gloves or whatever. They've got a double palm and reinforced fingers. I usually use this when I'm doing like hot work or whatever, or you know, out in the yard with the chainsaw, shit like that. But yeah, just leather gloves. It's hard to actually do like fine work, so if you're digging in your tool bag for fasteners or whatever, these are kind of a pain in the butt. So I don't use these. I use these guys. They're also pretty warm too, so on days like today, they serve double duty. The next thing that we've gotten is a good shop vac. Actually, we have two, but one's permanently stationed underneath my miter saw to catch sawdust. But this is our workhorse. It's a rigid, I want to say it's a 5 horsepower deal. Home Depot. It's a good brand. It works. I hate the casters. They get in the way. So we got that, and we ran it for quite a while on its own, and we were constantly blowing out the filter because it would get clogged really, really fast. So one thing, if you're cleaning up old insulation, that stuff just cakes up in a filter. It'll kill your filter. Maybe an hour of use, you're done. You got to clean it out. So what I did was I got this guy. It's a dust separator. A bunch of different manufacturers make them. But what this does is you hook your vacuum to this, and then your pickup hose on the top, and as you turn on the vacuum, it runs through this cyclone. You'll pick up all your crap, and then it'll spin it around and separate it, and keep it out of your filter. All the solids will drop down into this container right here and stay out of your filter. It really, really works. Just the basic filters for that vacuum is about, I think it's $30 for like a 2-pack, and it's not something you want to keep buying, because every time you blow it out, it kind of bends the filter media, and eventually it makes it unusable. So anyway, that was a good buy. I think this was like $90 for the whole setup. It keeps us from having to tote around the vacuum. So we'll set this off and out of the way, and then run a hose to that little guy, and then I have a 20-foot hose to pick up stuff that we're working on. It's one other thing with this vacuum is it's a pain in the butt to push that button on and off every time. We could be down in the crawl space and need the vacuum on. One of us would have to run up the hill or climb up into the house and turn on the vacuum. So what we did was we got this deal. It's a remote control outlet module or whatever. You just plug it into a socket and plug your vacuum into that, and now you have a remote control to turn your vacuum on when you want it. Just put it in your pocket. And there you go. It's magic. Fantastic. This guy right here, this is a dust cleaner, an air cleaner. And basically what it is it's a primary filter, and then inside you have a secondary filter, which is your main, actually. But basically there's a motor inside this box, and it's like a little squirrel cage fan, and it sucks air in through this side, cleans it, and then runs it out the back end of the fan. When we were doing concrete and we were running our mixer inside this little bitty room, there was a ton of dust. When we were pulling down the drywall off of these planks, the old chimney that was in here had a leak, and so we were pulling down a bunch of coal dust and soot and whatnot, and it got really, really, really bad. Just all stuff you don't want in your lungs. This is a holdover from from a previous life where I did woodworking. Happened to have it still, and I put that to good use in here. Also, we use some fans, different fans, to evacuate dust from our workspace. I don't know how to say this other than protect your lungs. It's just, there's a lot of bad shit in these old houses, and you don't think about it, and you get into the rhythm of working. And then the next thing you know, you're hacking up just black lung tapioca. It's bad. So protect your lungs. Wear a mask. Use dust mitigation tools, a vacuum, a dust cleaner. I mean, this was like $150 way back when, and we're using the hell out of it now. We use some fans. I'll show you those in a second. So this is what we use. Are these air movers? They're called. I guess fan is just too pedestrian of a word, but they're called air movers. I think I got these on Amazon as a 2-pack when we first bought the house. We were using it to dry out the place. This crawl space down there was ridiculously wet. I mean, it was almost to the point of just straight up mud. We actually used 2 of these and then a large Mounto fan is the brand, with one of those accordion tubes. I'll throw up some footage of that because we've used that almost every day to evacuate dust, to dry stuff. It's worked really great. Okay, so I'm down in the crawl space, and this is the Mounto fan that I was talking about. Let's see. I don't know what the model is, but it's a beast. It moves a lot of air. It sounds like a jet engine when you fire it up. It comes with this 25-foot expanding hose, and you can attach the hose on either the blowing side or the sucking side. So usually what we'll do is we'll blow the air through the hose and put this up near our work area where the dust is being created, and then route the hose out to the street or to the backyard or whatever out of the way. And it'll evacuate drywall dust, concrete dust. It'll clear a room in a hurry. It's real handy to have. Another thing that we got is it really sucks to work in the dark. So this is our crawl space as it sits right now, and that's the living room up there where I was just filming. But yeah, so these lights I'm going to be fastening permanently underneath here, and they'll be on a switched outlet at the crawl space door. And then I actually got some rope lighting that I was going to put in the backyard for ambiance or whatever, but it's cool, the cool light instead of the warm. So what I'll do is underneath those joists, I'll run that back and forth. So if we have inspectors or if I have to go under there and look for something, I'll be able to see it'll be easier for me to see. So yeah, these lights, they're like 10,000 lumens or whatever. Harbor Freight buy, I think they were like $60 a string. You get 5 lights on 100 foot of cord. They're pretty awesome. I have 3 strings. I'll get another one. I'll put 2 on each side of the house, 2 on this side and 2 on that side, and just leave them there forevermore. They'll be buried in this crawl space. But yeah. So anyway, if you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. I'd like to make more of these little tool and review type videos. I'll try to sprinkle them into the rotation. They'll be on a different playlist, so I haven't decided what I'm going to call it. But yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. Like, I'm not a plumber, but I can assemble plumbing components, pretty well, I think. There hasn't been any leaks yet, so anyway, yeah, I'd like to do a little more of these walk and talk type deals. moving forward in 2025. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one. This weather is crazy. It was like 60 degrees like a week ago. 60 degrees.